After starting the season with 2 wins and 2 losses, the North Penn Knights look to turn the corner tonight against Harry S. Truman in a Suburban 1 League matchup. Pleasant good evening, everybody. Along with Al Poblano, I'm Kyle Berger. Glad you could join us here at Crawford Stadium for tonight's Suburban 1 League matchup between the Knights and the Tigers. Al, a look at the Truman starting lineups first off.
Thank you, Kyle. Starting first for the Truman Tigers, we have number 3, Matt Hain, number 6, Joe Dozier, number 7, Justin Dozier, number 9, Hussein Memis, number 11, Hugo Ono, number 12, Sean Malone, number 13, Chris Swain, number 15, Tim Sharp, number 20, Jim Moran, and number 21, Steve Lavolsi. Starting goalkeeper for the Tigers is Tim Shaw. And for the home team, the North Penn Knights, the starters are number 2, Joe McDevitt, number 3, Brian Sherman, number 5, Josh Schneider, number 6, Josh Pranowicz, number 9, Nick Bucci, number 10, Steve Otten, number 13, Quentin Berkelbeck, number 15, Nate Webb, number 17, Adam Decker, and number 19, Chris Maylott. Starting goal for the Knights is Josh Long.
Thanks, Alberto. Well, the North Penn Knights come into this game with a record of 2-2 overall. They have 2 wins over Ben Salem and Lansdale Catholic, and their 2 losses are identical 4-2 overtime losses, both tough league losses to Council Rock and Neshaminy. Against Neshaminy, they were leading 2-1 in the waning minutes of the game when Neshaminy was able to get a goal late in the game to force overtime. And overtime in this league is not sudden death. There are 2 10-minute halves, and Neshaminy rolled off a goal in both of them to go on to win 4-2. Truman comes into this game with a record of 2-3 overall, but they are 0-3 yet to win in the Suburban 1 League. They did give Council Rock, who's a perennial state qualifier, a good game last week, a hard-fought loss, 3-1, but they were winning 1-0 at halftime. So it figures to be a pretty physical game. Truman is known for being a physical team, as they had a very physical game against Council Rock. Truman's head coach, I should mention, is Jack Mills, the assistant, Mike McHugh. North Penn's head coach, Dave Jones, assisted by Glenn Yetter. Usually here at Crawford Stadium, we have a national anthem before the game. You just heard the announcement. They're calling it technical difficulties, but to tell you the truth, they just forgot the tape. So there will be no national anthem tonight. We're just going to get right started. Talking to Coach Dave Jones before the game, he had told me that Truman is a physical team, and this type of field, you'll notice they're playing on the football field. It's only about 55 yards wide, or a regulation soccer field's about 75 yards wide. So, Al, that obviously favors a more physical team in Truman, and not as much of a technical team as North Penn. They'll be able to force the issue around the sidelines when they only have about 25 yards less to work with tonight.
You're right, Kyle. As you said before, it's going to be a very physical game. As we saw in the JV game, Truman, a lot of pushing and shoving against North Penn players. But North Penn should use the physical edge to their advantage. They're using a 4-2-4 formation in which the midfielders just send out the wings, make them run. Unlike Truman, who are using a 3-5-2 formation with 3 defensemen, 5 midfielders, and 2 forwards.
Well, North Penn is a relatively young team compared to Truman. Truman has about 10 seniors on their roster. North Penn has about 6 or 7, but they also have several underclassmen who can provide leadership. You see one right there. That's number 15, Nate Webb, a sophomore starting at forward for the Knights, and he's joined by Joe McDevitt, a junior, for the opening tap-off. Kip Kabanevich, who is also a co-captain of this team, is only a junior and underclassman for the Knights. The other captain of North Penn is number 17, Adam Decker, who will play midfield tonight. Decker comes into this game with, I believe, 1 goal. Steve Otten and Andy Grimm are tied for the lead in North Penn goals with 3 apiece. Joe McDevitt has 2 with 1 assist. Just underway here at Crawford Stadium in the first half. 2 40-minute halves tonight. North Penn will work the ball deep into Truman's defense. They did win the JV game by a score of 3-0, with the bulk of that game being played in the Truman half of the field. We'll see if that's any indicator of the type of game it's going to be tonight. Here's Adam Decker. Play along the sideline. There's Brian Sherman for the Knights. Trying to work his way past the Truman defense. He does. Ball to the center. It goes across the goal mouth wide. It'll be a goal kick. Brian Sherman showing good speed right there for the Knights.
You're right, Kyle. Most of the guys for North Penn have really good speed.
And against a physical team, one of the best counters, as not maybe having as much size as the other team or the strength, speed can beat anything.
Yeah, just having the ability to outrun your defender is the key to this game, basically.
Tim Shaw with the goal kick goes out of bounds on the near touchline. North Penn will have a throw-in. Brian Sherman will throw in for the Knights. Big throw-in down the near sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Truman Steve Lavolzi, and Sherman will do it again. Sherman with a big running start. Big throw-in headed out nicely by Truman's defense. On the far side, North Penn controlling. Joe McDevitt with a move toward the center. He has a step, rolls off a shot, but it's stopped by Tim Shaw. Not too hard on that one, right along the ground. Easy save for the goalie.
You're right. That was basically a gift to the goalkeeper, straight to the hands.
Shaw's punt is headed back into Truman territory, and North Penn will take over. Here's a crossing pass. Unable to find Auten on that pass. It'll go out of bounds. And taking the throw-in for North Penn will be Quentin Berkelback. No, he'll drop it off. Nick Bucci, who was the throw-in specialist for the Knights last year, is in to send it into Truman territory. Big throw-in by Bucci into the box. It's loose. Kicked out by Truman. Tim Sharp with a couple moves. Can he get past Decker? Yes. Another move by Sharp. He's all alone. He'll have to drop back. It's picked up far side by McDevitt.
On the last throw-in, there was about 6 North Penn players inside the box. I was amazed that none of them got their head on it.
Auten rolls off a shot. Unbelievable save by the goalie on that one. I don't know how Shaw came up with that. Here's another shot. Goal! North Penn picks it up. I believe it was Joe McDevitt on the rocket from about 18 yards out. 1-0 North Penn in the 3rd minute. Truman just unable to clear the rebound there, and that left North Penn wide open to score.
Yeah. It was some shot by Joe McDevitt also.
That was a rocket. So North Penn is into the lead, 1-0. Play along the near sideline, shielding the ball nicely for Truman is Steve Lavolzi. Another good move. Of course, is McDevitt's 3rd goal of the season. Came into the game with 2. Foul called on that play against North Penn's Steve Auten. That'll give Truman an indirect kick. And there it goes at midfield. Decker, tough defense against Truman's Matt Hain. And now it's moved up. 2-on-1, good defense by the Knights. Ball moved up to McDevitt. He's taken out, no call. They play on. Coming towards midfield for the Knights is Chris Maylotta Jr. Now to the near sideline it goes. Josh Snyder, the left foot to the center. Sherman steps up nicely for the Knights. He'll have control. He sends to the far corner. Nobody home for the Knights. It'll be a goal kick for Truman. Well, it's good for North Penn to come up early with the goal. A lot of times last year, they were caught playing catch-up. In fact, against the Abington Ghosts last year, they wound up, I think, being down 3-0 after the 20th minute, and they wound up being shut out 4-0. So you don't want to be playing catch-up in soccer.
Yeah, no team wants to be playing catch-up in any sport, basically, Kyle. Me being a soccer player myself, I know that it's pretty tough playing catch-up the whole game.
Yeah, as you said, any sport is really, really tough to play catch-up, and especially soccer because it's not a very high-scoring game for the most part. North Penn will pick up the throw-in. Quentin Berkelback will drop it off, and Nick Bucci will send it upfield for the Knights. Bucci with a long throw and looking for Auten. Can't trap it cleanly, but it goes over the near touchline. North Penn will have this throw-in.
And Bucci back for the throw-in.
And he really throws the ball a long way. He'll easily get this one into the 18-yard box from about 30 yards out. Here's Bucci's throw. Into the box. Knocked around and cleared by Truman's Steve Lavolzi. Back into the box. Sherman goes up for the header, can't come up with it. Decker steps up. The right foot will go in on the goalie Shaw, and he'll clear for the Tigers.
Once again, about 6 guys for North Penn inside the box. I was amazed that nobody could get their heads on it.
Well, they can almost treat a Bucci throw-in from about 30 yards out like a corner kick, and they did right there, just sending, as you said, 6 guys into the box.
Yeah.
It's wide open. Sharp with a nice play at midfield. He's all by himself, looking for somebody to pass it to. He goes far side of the field. Picked up and knocked down by Hussein Memis out of bounds. Falls into touch, and Truman will take over as it was off of North Penn. Justin Dozer out of bounds. North Penn ball now. Nick Bucci once again with the throw-in. He'll send it looking for Decker. It goes off of Decker, kept in bounds by Ugar Ono of Truman. Sherman steps in front of Sharp nicely. Now it's sent back safely. Bucci with the left foot, kind of hit behind it. Not a good ball. Is it saved? No. They say it goes over the touchline before Josh Schneider could keep it. Truman throw-in to nobody. Kupanevich picks it up. It's trapped and sent in deep by Justin Dozier. There are 2 Doziers on the Truman roster, Joe and Justin. They are both seniors, but there is no relation.
Now the Truman Tigers haven't really tested goalkeeper Josh Long.
Yeah, Josh has not had to face a shot as of yet. And Coach Jones has really admired the job that Josh Long has done. He had to play behind Chris Johnson, an all-league goalie, for 2 straight years. So he's on for his senior year in the starting varsity role, and Coach Jones said he came into the preseason with the right attitude, just trying to work as hard as he can to make a good impression on Jones, saying he can be a reliable goalie. And he has been for the better part of this year. Truman with finally a concerted offensive effort. But I believe they might have been offsides on that shot. It'll come out. Josh Long will take care of business.
Like you said, Kyle, Josh Long has stepped it up a notch in his senior year, as he posted a shutout against Lansdale Catholic, I believe.
Yes, he did. I think he did. And in that Lansdale Catholic game, Steve Auten, who has 3 goals on the season, had 2 in 1 game. Very potent offense of North Penn, something they were lacking last year. Here's Joe McDevitt, the nice touch, far side. Centered into the box, off the crossbar, rebound, it's still in the box, sent out. Here's McDevitt, shot, blocked. North Penn is called for the handball, good call by the official. I was wondering if he was going to call that late whistle, but the correct call. Once again, Joe McDevitt getting the wide open shots from about 10 or 15 yards out. He's dangerous from there.
Yeah, I wonder if Truman's going to make any adjustments during halftime. Joe McDevitt's getting too many wide open shots.
Foul called against North Penn. Truman at about midfield will have a direct kick. Taking it is Onal. It's sent up. Headed out nicely by Kupanevich. Here's Sharp. Twisting and turning toward the center it goes. Sent out by North Penn's defense. Sharp turns and shoots in on Long. Right at him. Easy save for Josh Long. if that's as much as Truman's offense is going to produce, it'll be a pretty easy night for Long back in goal. Here goes Steve Auten. He's going to let things set up. No, he goes touchline. He's shoved out of the way. Is there a call on that? No call, but they'll get a corner.
Just a corner kick.
They will get a corner, their first of the game. Auten will take it. So North Penn sends several players into the box. They have 9, make that 8 players in the box. Here's the corner. Sent in. Over the goalie and across the end line, but it did go off of the keeper. They'll just do it from the other side. Another corner kick for North Penn. Good job of Auten to put it toward that back post, which is always usually where the most of the corner kicks are aimed. You want to try to arc it so it can be either headed in or kicked in by a player at about even with the far post from the corner kick.
You're right, Kyle. Most of the goalkeepers will play right at the middle of the goal, leaving space wide open behind them. Unless the defender steps up, it's going to be an easy goal for the Knights.
And that's just where Shaw is, right in the center of the goal. Here's Decker's corner. Headed toward the post, outside. And it will go off the near touchline. North Penn continuing to pressure Truman on the offensive side of the ball. Ball's been on the left half of the field for better part of this first half, now in the 12th minute. Nick Bucci, here's almost another corner kick, as we've said before, on Bucci's throw-in. It's a rocket into the box, headed up. Shot by North Penn, big save by Shaw. Another shot. That one is denied by the Truman wall. And this one, kicked by Decker, goes off of Truman's Hussein Mamis and out of play. North Penn just dominating in shots. They're upwards of 7 or 8 shots on goal.
You're right, Kyle. Truman, I believe they haven't had a shot in goal unless that gift to Josh Long counts as a shot.
Yeah, no quality shots, I guess we should say.
Yeah.
Here's Sherman's throw, another big one. North Penn was offsides on that. Or was it a bad throw-in? They're going to call it a bad throw-in by Sherman. Truman takes over quickly, trying to catch North Penn off guard, but they do hustle back on defense. Nate Webb could not keep that ball in play, and Truman will send in.
Truman pushing up their players, trying to catch North Penn out of place.
But there's that speed for North Penn, hustling to get back on defense. Here it goes over the end line. Is it a corner kick or a goal kick? It'll be a goal kick. That ball was just too far in front of Memis for him to keep it open. 1-0 is the score. North Penn has the lead on an early goal by Joe McDevitt. A rocket from about 15 yards out on a rebound. Josh Long's goal kick is out to midfield. McDevitt, a nice head looking for Nate Webb, can't find him. Webb hustles out after it. It goes off of him, and Truman will get a throw-in. Ugar O'Neill will throw in. Kept in somehow by Hussein Mamis. And now it's sent deep into North Penn territory. Sharp with a move. Gets away possibly with a shove in the back. It does go off of Josh Schneider, sophomore for the Knights. Truman with another throw-in. Now they called it a direct kick. I beg your pardon. It was a foul on the North Penn side. Here's the left foot toward the box. Headed up. And Sherman with a left foot gets it deflected. Here comes Long. Good play by Josh Long, and he'll roll it up smartly to Steve Auten, the left foot. Toward the middle, McDevitt turns and burns, takes the left foot, trying to lead Auten. Kicked out smartly by Ugar O'Neill.
That was a smart play by Josh Long, just going after the ball and sending it out right away.
Yeah, a lot of times the goalie will just pick it up and boot it up the field, but right there, North Penn had a nice offensive opportunity because of the heads-up play of Josh Long, just to roll it in front instead of trying to boom it 60 yards.
Yeah, we emphasize North Penn speed once again.
Here's a loose ball in the box, possibly a handball by Truman, no call. Good job on the far side. Here's the center, wide open, the head ball. Stopped by Shaw. Steve Auten couldn't get a lot on that header. Put it right into the hands of Tim Shaw. Now in the 16th minute here at Crawford Stadium of the first half, the score remains 1-0 North Penn. Adam Decker, short pass, looking for Quentin Berkelback. North Penn will get a throw, and Berkelback drops it off. Bucci will come up. He'll try to send this one into the box once again for North Penn. This is about the 5th throw-in Bucci's had from 30-some yards out, and he sent him into the box for a scoring opportunity on each play. North Penn once again, 8 players in the box. Bucci fires it into the box. Head ball, no good. Sherman had a quick look at a rebound, but Shaw keeping Truman in this game so far. Several big saves by the goalie early on.
Yeah, so far defense is what's kept Truman in the game, because their offense hasn't been able to really get going, really produce anything.
Kip Kupanevich just had a rare touch in this game for North Penn. Last year, he seemed to handle the ball a lot at the sweeper position. But tonight, he has just had about 3 or 4 touches as this ball goes off of Sherman on the near side. Truman with a throw-in. Matt Hain will take it. Ball sent up high. Bucci shields his man Sharp from the ball, but Sharp somehow comes up with it. It's 1-on-4. He has nowhere to go. He whiffs on that one. Tries to center, but it goes by Sean Malone, the forward. Here comes North Penn trying to catch Truman off guard. Nate Webb with the high ball. Nobody home for North Penn, but it's picked up by McDevitt. He's obstructed, has his jersey grabbed, and North Penn will get a direct kick on the foul by Matt Hain. Kupanevich, the sweeper, will take it for the Knights.
Right now we're starting to see some pushing and shoving from the Truman players against.
There's that physical aspect that we said that they bring to the table. But North Penn, for the better part of this game, has been running circles around Truman. Here comes Kupanevich's kick. It's into the box. Sherman looking for the head ball, just wide of the net. Good setup by the Knights, having most of their players on the far side of the field and running full bore at that ball. Sherman just unable to put it into the net. Nice play, though. Here goes Tim Shaw. Not a very good kick. Taken by McDevitt. Now it's Steve Auten. The right foot from 25 yards is stopped by Shaw. Big shot by Auten. He got open and said, what the heck, I'm going to hit it. And he had a quality shot on goal. Shaw was game, though.
He got quite some power in that shot.
Now in the 19th minute of the first half. North Penn just outside the box. It's Steve Auten looking for somebody to give it to. As a man comes on, he'll drop it back. It's Josh Schneider. Trying to evade Tim Sharp. He drops it off to Bucci, who boots it deep. The right foot, just wide. I believe Shaw got a piece of it. Another hard shot by the Knights, and Shaw is standing on his head in goal right now.
Another great save by Shaw.
This could quite easily be 3 or 4-0. But Tim Shaw has been rock solid in goal for the Tigers. Corner kick for the Knights, their third of the game. Decker will take it. 8 in the box for the Knights. Here's Decker's kick. Sherman looking for the head, but Shaw picked it up before he could get it. The ball is loose, but it's kicked out by Truman's Jim Moran, the fullback. And Kupanevich will boot it back in. Looking for Sherman. Is he onside? Yes. It looked like he hesitated, thinking he might have been offsides, and that could have cost him, but a good ball by Kip Kupanevich to get it into the box. Berkelback lets it go through. Can Auten keep it in? Yes. He'll settle. Sends it back to Berkelback. Looking near side to Bucci. It goes out of bounds off of Truman's Moran. Nick Bucci once again from 25 yards out. Looking into the near touchline for McDevitt. Led him a bit too far, and McDevitt heads it out of bounds. Substitution coming in for Truman. It will be well, both teams are making substitutions. We'll pick them up for North Penn. Andy Grimm. And for Harry S. Truman coming into the game. Number 5, we don't have him on our roster. We'll just pick it up for you if we can. Berkelback has it go off his chest. Shoved out of the way by Truman's Sean Malone. Direct kick for the Knights. Kip Kupanevich sends it to Brian Sherman at midfield. Looking long, it's sent out. Well, James George obviously is the Truman player in the game. He's number 5. North Penn was offsides on that last play. Stoppage of play as they had to clear a spectator from behind the touchline. We're in the 22nd minute of the first half. Sherman skying for that head ball. Played nicely. Now it's sent at midfield. Kicked out by Justin Dozier. Sherman with the right foot looking for the lead to Auten. He has him. Auten doesn't trap cleanly. He's tripped up, no call. Now Nick Bucci with speed. Slide tackled nicely, but not legally by Truman. This will be a direct kick from about 30, 35 yards out. Kupanevich, this looks like that same set play we saw about 5 minutes ago, Al.
You're right, Kyle. Saying all the North Penn players on one side.
But they vary it up. Here comes Josh Schneider, the left foot center. Stopped by Truman's Dozier. Another big throw-in opportunity coming up for North Penn's Nick Bucci.
That was a nice setup by North Penn on that last play, sending all the other players to one side.
Well, apparently there was a... Oh, they just changed their mind. They said it was off of North Penn, so it will be a Truman throw-in. I thought it was going to be North Penn ball. Here's McDevitt cutting toward the center. Good ball to the far side. Just a bit too far for North Penn's Andy Grimm, who comes into the game with 3 goals, tied for the lead on North Penn. Auten tries to shake and bake around. Physical play. What's the call here? It'll go against Auten. Truman with a free kick coming out. Elbows starting to fly down on the field.
You're right, Kyle. The Truman players especially showing their frustration, not being able to produce anything offensively.
But there it looked like Auten got called for a retaliation penalty, more so than the original infraction. And a lot of times you'll see that called, whereas the ref will maybe let the first one go, but as soon as another player comes in, he's going to get called for it. Here's play on the near side. Auten trying to work around Moran. He fights the ball away nicely, shielding it now. He's bodied around by Moran, now double teamed. Somehow kept in by Matt Hain. And Truman comes out with it. Whistle on the play, direct kick for Truman. Here's a big boot by Truman. Kupanevich steps up nicely and heads it back, looking for McDevitt. Now Decker centers to Kupanevich. He's got a man on, gets it away quickly. Here's Berkelback, the left foot down the sideline. Auten has Jim Moran step in front of him, but it does not matter. North Penn throwing. Bucci, the quick touch to Decker, can't trap, and it's taken away by James George. George still controlling, sends far side. Here's Sharp. Sends the long ball up the sideline out of the reach of Justin Dozier. North Penn will have a throw, and Brian Sherman will take it. He'll send it back to Josh Long. Of course, you can't kick the ball back to the goalie and have him pick it up, but you may throw the ball into the goalie and have him pick it up. Kupanevich fakes George out of his boxer shorts, and he goes down the near sideline with the pass. Goes into touch, and North Penn will take over.
Yet another throw for Nick Bucci.
He does the fair share of North Penn's throw-ins. He'll go along with this one. Near sideline, it was North Penn's Grimm. High ball out to midfield. And Kupanevich steps up around George once again. Another good move to the near sideline. He gets help from his teammate, and now it is sent out by Jim Moran, but stepping in front is Grimm nicely. He comes away with it. North Penn has numbers if they hurry. Here comes Grimm. He's shoved in the back. That's got to be a foul, and that should be a penalty kick. What's the call? They point to the penalty spot. It's a penalty kick for the Knights. Good call by the officials, and rightfully so. Obviously, a trip from behind is illegal, but if you do it in the box, it will be a penalty kick, and that's what we have.
It was just a frustration play. He got beat to the ball, and he just...
Joe McDevitt will take it for the Knights. A chance to get his 4th goal. Here's McDevitt's kick. Goal! North Penn into a 2-0 lead. McDevitt low to the near corner. That's a perfect place to put a penalty kick. Obviously, the goalie can't move before the ball's kicked, so he's just has a 50-50 chance of getting the right side. He guessed the wrong side. There's no way in heck he's going to stop that shot, especially with a rocket like Grimm has. 2-0 North Penn into the lead here in the 27th minute of the first half. So Truman into a hole early, 2-0. They're going to be playing catch-up for the rest of this game.
And like we said before, Kyle, no one wants to play catch-up in any sport.
Sent back in midfield to Steve Lavolzi. Stepping up for North Penn is the goal scorer, Grimm. And it's taken away. Almost by Craig Steven, number 8. He's a freshman playing varsity for the North Penn Knights. That's an excellent accomplishment, being up with the varsity squad your freshman year.
Yes, very few players who actually get to play varsity as freshmen.
Yeah, there are a couple sports at the high school where freshmen have to be up on the high school team with the track and field. And oh, look at this! This should be another penalty kick. No call. I don't believe it.
Oh, that is a bad call by the refs. He just dragged them down.
I guess they don't want to see a second penalty kick here. That looked similar to a play in the Truman North Penn football game last Friday. That was a vicious tackle. Well, we'll pick up action. Kupanevich in midfield sends to the far side. Headed by McDevitt, it's up in the air. Another takeout by Truman. This one is called. That one against Steve Lavolzi.
Now the refs hearing it from other fans on North Penn side.
Well, this is, as we said, it's going to be a physical game. This is about as physical as it can be right now. And the refs really have to crack down on the fouls, because if they let things get out of hand, it's going to get nasty. Glenn Yetter, the assistant coach of North Penn, getting up in the face of Joan Lott, the near side official, for not calling that play. Well, here we go. 25 yards out, it's a free kick for North Penn. Taking it is Adam Decker with the shot. Just goes about 3 feet wide of that near post. Goal kick coming up. Oh no, it was deflected by Truman, so it will be a corner kick for the Knights. They already lead 2-0 in the 29th minute. Decker will set up the corner. Once again, the Knights go with 8 in the box. Decker with the corner kick. Here it goes. Sent to the far side. Tipped out nicely by Tim Shaw. Ball is still loose in the goal area. Goes out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up for North Penn. Nick Bucci will take it. Another good scoring opportunity for the Knights on this play. Bucci toward the box. It's up there. No goal. A push call against North Penn. Apparently somebody got in the way of Tim Shaw. Usually you give the goalie the right of way. So you just heard it, no goal. 2-0 remains the score. That pass goes out of bounds. North Penn with another throw-in on the near side in the Truman offensive area. Truman's only shot was from about 35 yards out, and it was right into the hands of Josh Long. The only thing you worry about in these type of games is if Truman gets a breakaway. Josh Long isn't really into the flow of the game. That's the tough part about being a goalie. Ball sent in the box.
Yeah, when you really don't get in the flow of the game.
Sherman had just missed a head ball attempt on that throw-in. But, of course, on the other end of the ball, there's Tim Shaw, who's been peppered with shots left and right by North Penn tonight. You almost worry that he's going to be getting too exhausted back there. He's diving all over the place. He's had to face a penalty kick, which is a goalie's worst nightmare. And in my opinion, he should be facing a second one, but that call wasn't made. But they play on. 31st minute, North Penn still leading 2-0. They will have control on the far side. Checking into the game for North Penn. It's number 14, a senior defenseman, Greg Elko, who in his spare time doubles as vice president of the SGA here at North Penn High School. Elko takes the throw in far side. Runs a give and go play off of that throw in. A little too far with that touch, and it's taken away from him by James George. Here's Josh Long getting a touch finally. He'll throw it out to Kip Kupanevich. Ball toward the center. Elko sends it over to Decker. He's shoved out of the way, no call. Kupanevich, a great back foot. Here he goes, another good move. Push from behind, sends the left foot over. The freshman, Steven, can't control it. Sent back to him, however. The left foot, high leg over. Max Boating now into the game for Truman. Sends it out. North Penn with a throw-in. You guessed it, Nick Bucci's going to take it from 25 yards out. Here's Bucci's throw-in. Into the box it goes. Headed up. Still up. Shaw falls over, but somehow hangs onto the ball. He'll get up and kick it out. Getting a bit of congratulations from his teammate Max Boating on that play. Big boot by Shaw out towards midfield. Headed down and out of bounds on that play. Truman with the ball on the far sideline. It's Sharp. Double team somehow breaks through. He's still got the ball. He'll center it. Not a very good play. It's picked up by Berkelback. Now here comes Steven at midfield. Touches to Decker. Captain for the Knights sends it out across. Sharp picks it off, but it's off of the head of Decker, out of bounds. And Truman will take it up. Across midfield, the ball goes. Headed by Bucci. And picked up nicely by the Knights. Here comes Quentin Berkelback. The one touch by McDevitt is too far for Craig Steven. It goes out of bounds. Truman will bring in a substitution on this play. Before the throw-in, coming in is Brian Trabosh, a senior midfielder, checking into the game for Chris Swaim. 34th minute of the first half. As it's sent too long by North Penn's Josh Snyder out of bounds. Truman with a throw-in in their own half of the field. Just getting rid of it is Joe Dozier. Played with it almost a little too much. Now North Penn will bring in a substitution. Martin Whitmer checks into the game for Quentin Berkelback. That's number 16 for the Knights. Nick Bucci, the medium length throw in, that one chested by Andy Grimm. This ball headed out by the Truman defense. Bucci steps up nicely with a head ball of his own. Steven trying to get the ball. It is saved. No, not over the end line. It's a goal kick for Truman. Now North Penn will bring in 2 more substitutions. Nate Webb checks back into the game, and Sean McDevitt checks into the game for the Knights. And Rulon Klaus is the 3rd substitution. Tim Shaw will take the goal kick for the Tigers. Out it goes. It's a low line drive heading toward the far touchline. And out of bounds, Truman with the throw in. Ugar Onal will take it. Thought about going back to the goalie, but thinks better of it. It's headed up by Sharp. And now taken in midfield by Max Boating. Now it's taken away by North Penn. Here comes Martin Whitmer just into the game. He's got fresh legs. Looks to center. Boating takes it away from him rather easily. Now the ball sent up the near touchline. It goes out of bounds. Josh Schneider will yield to Nick Bucci for this throw-in.
So far this game's it's been all North Penn, dominating on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they really have played well on both sides of the ball, as you said, but Boating comes up with it, defended nicely by Martin Whitmer. He's got plenty of space. Now Boating pursues. Good move by Whitmer to evade him. Sends it to the middle. Greg Elko shakes and bakes past Boating. Whitmer drops it off. Here comes Nick Bucci. A little too far on that touch. It'll come out. Giving chase on this play is James George, but Kupanevich calmly plays it away. Here's George again, challenged nicely by Josh Schneider. Picking up for the Tigers is Sean Malone. The center, long, comes out, he's taken out. Is it a goal or is it not a goal? No goal, push-off called nicely against James George. Good call by the official. That's the 2nd nullified goal we've had. Josh Long, a good attempt to come out and make that save. He just had his legs taken out from under him. Obviously, that's not a legal play.
That's been the best offensive play that Truman has had during this whole game, Kyle.
Well, that's the only play they've had, really. If you want to count quality scoring chances, that was the first quality scoring chance. And there you see some speed from Truman. Out of Max Boating and James George, they were flying down that sideline. Whitmer touches to Rulon Klaus. Gets away from his defenders, and Kupanevich will play it over to Snyder. Far side play. Elbow on that play. Not called. Craig Stephen has it go out of bounds into the 38th minute of the first half. Here's Stevens throwing. Nate Webb lets it go out of bounds as it was off of Truman's Tim Sharp. Another throw in by Steven Sharp. The bicycle kick to try to keep it in, but did not save it from going out of bounds. Nice attempt, North Penn. Yet another throw in, trying to maybe get one last goal before this half's over. They have about 2 minutes to work with. Do we have a card on this play? I'm not sure. The official is talking to Tim Sharp. We'll see if he gets a card. Well, no card on that play, just a warning, I guess. Barry Rose, the far side official, letting Tim Sharp know what's going on. North Penn with another throw-in from about 15 yards out. Good scoring opportunity here. Bucci's going to launch it into the box. Here it goes. It's a high arcing throw-in toward the goal. Knocked loose. Here's a shot. It goes wide by Klaus. Can Bucci keep it in? Doesn't matter. It's cleared by Truman. Kupanevich puts all he has into that head ball. Sent out by Sharp. Kupanevich again. Rulon Klaus trying to get to that ball. Elbows flying on that play. That call will come against Nate Webb. And it will be a direct kick from Truman now in the 40th minute and final minute of this half. Nate Webb in midfield is taken out. No call. Here comes Martin Whitmer. Gives over to Decker. Drops back off to Kupanevich. To the box. Nate Webb goes. Has it taken away by Truman's Ugaro now. James George trying to get around Josh Schneider. The two number 5s go at it. Sent out smartly by Josh Schneider. Score remains 2-0 North Penn in the closing seconds of the first half. Greg Elko with a couple moves of his own sends it toward Rulon Klaus. Left foot to Whitmer. Picked up by Tim Sharp. Might have gotten away with the handball. No call. Elko steps up. Dumps George. And that deafening sound you just heard is the air horn here in the press box. Scared me too. That's the end of the first half. The score 2-0. We'll be back after this with a recap of the first half and the start of the second half. Stick around.
Here's my nephew Scruff, about to run into trouble again.
Hey, Bobo, where's your video game? In here. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh. It's my dad's. You want to hold it? What'll I do?
You'll see, but that's not the only problem he has.
Hey, here's a shortcut. Not down there, Square. I don't think it's safe. Come on, the coast is clear. I'm not taking a chance, Lance. Oh, no. Well, hello, Dogface. Come to give us your sneakers.
Uh-oh, trouble again, Scruff. What are you gonna do now?
I don't know.
If you get my new comic activity book, More Adventures with Scruff, you'll find out what you can do about bullies, drugs, and guns.
Am I the hero again?
You'll see. And you'll see lots of games.
Cool.
For your free copy of my new comic activity book, write Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. And you'll be helping take a bite out of crime.
Cool rule about fire safety. If you're in a fire, don't take time to save your toys or pets. Can you remember that?
Welcome back to Crawford Stadium. Just underway in the second half. We've only played about a minute in the second half. The score remains 2-0 North Penn. They are in the lead on a goal by Joe McDevitt and Andy Grimm on a penalty kick. They're into a 2-0 lead. It's a rocket is launched by Adam Decker. It goes out of bounds. Some stats from the first half. Truman with only one shot on goal in the first half. No penalty or no corner kicks. North Penn with 12 shots on goal. 4 corner kicks. Here's a corner kick for the Knights, their 5th of the game, taking it on the near side. This is number 10 for the Knights, Steve Oughton. Kick is away, sent toward the box, far post. Trying to head it is Sherman. It goes off the far end line. It'll be a goal kick for Truman. Taking it is Tim Shaw, the keeper for the Tigers. Out of bounds off of the Tigers, they say, so it is North Penn on a throw-in. Just underway in the second half. Sherman sends it to Decker. He shouldered off the ball. No call. They let it go. Truman with the throw-in. Over the head of Sherman it goes. Snyder giving chase. Goes out of bounds. Picking it up is Justin Dozier. Chest trap nicely by Decker. Sends the high ball toward midfield. Auten traps it, evades the Truman defense. And here it goes across midfield, deflected by one of the Tigers. Nate Webb taking off the ball, no call on that. McDevitt has his jersey tug, no call. He goes through, still no call. And it goes in on the goalie, Tim Shaw. But he did step over the end line. It will be a corner kick for the Knights. Al, your thoughts on the first half? Obviously, big offense for North Penn.
You're right. North Penn totally dominated the first half, Kyle. They had 12 shots on goal, 4 corner kicks, against 1 shot on goal for Truman, and no corner kicks.
And this is the second corner of the half for the Knights already. Decker to the near post. Sent out. Here's Nate Webb. Turns around. Right foot toward the goal, just wide of the right post. North Penn trying to plead their case that it was deflected, but to no avail. Truman will have a goal kick coming up. Well, Tim Shaw has, at least for Truman, been the most valuable player on their team, keeping this game respectable at 2-0. We said in the first half, oh, Decker from 25 yards out. Oh, my, what a shot. The captain of the Knights from 25 yards out goes far post. Just catching Shaw a bit off guard. Wasn't expecting that shot. And just as I was saying, it was still a respectable game. 3-0. This is pretty much a blowout right now.
Yeah. Adam Decker just caught Tim Shaw off guard as he crosses to the far post.
That goal coming in the 5th minute of the second half. North Penn into a 3-0 lead. And this is, Al, when the officials really need to crack down on the rough play, because if the game starts to get out of hand, it can get ugly. If these players, like we saw in the first half, they're pulling on each other's jerseys and getting away with it, the officials really need to be on their game for the rest of this match here and make sure that the players aren't getting away with any extra physical contact. Play taken nicely away by Steve Lavolzi before Auten could charge with it. Now Snyder retreats into his own side of the field. He does get a throw-in. Brian Sherman will take it for the Knights.
Now, as you said before, Kyle, the officials have to crack down on these foul calls.
Sherman, the high-arcing ball to Berkelback, and right away the officials starting to crack down, and over the back call against Truman, and North Penn is rewarded with a direct kick.
The Truman players are starting to get frustrated, Kyle.
Yeah, anytime you're down by 3 goals, it's not going to be the easiest of times, and it's very easy to let your aggressions out on the other team. Hopefully that won't be the case tonight. Brian Sherman with the long ball. Nobody home for North Penn. Getting it out of harm's way is Steve Lavolzi out of bounds. North Penn with a far side throw-in. Who do you think's got to take this throw-in out?
Nick Bucci.
You got it. The go-to guy on throw-ins from inside 30 yards. Bucci in the 6th minute.
Once again, the Knights sending 6 guys to the box.
Here's the throw-in by Bucci. Headed out by Truman. Auten. Ball was too high for him to shoot. He had to settle, kicked it out of bounds. Unfortunately, Truman will have a throw-in. Jim Moran up the near sideline. Truman with the ball in defense has a little mixed signals, but they do get the throw-in. Here's the throw, and it's headed around. Sherman with the high ball back to Josh Schneider. He lets it go over the touchline. Throwing for the Knights, Brian Sherman in front of the Truman bench. Gets his running start, and here's the throw. Headed out wonderfully by Truman's Steve Lavolzi. Now it's sent into the box. Open ball, but picking it up quickly is Tim Shaw, reacting to that loose ball just before Nate Webb could get to it. Sherman playing a great game on defense, heading that one out of bounds. Not many balls have gotten by Sherman and Kupanevich and Josh Schneider on the defense for the Knights.
You're right, and Josh Long hasn't really been tested tonight.
Yeah, just that one ball that got by him into the net wasn't even a fair play. Meanwhile, Maylott sends far corner. Goes out of harm's way. Now Maylott with the head back into the box. Sent up by Truman. Maylott steps ahead. Webb took that shot. It went about 20 feet to the right of the net. Tim Shaw didn't even have to move on that shot. 3-0 the score in the 8th minute of the second half at Crawford Stadium. North Penn scoring 2 goals in the first half, one by Joe McDevitt, the second on a PK by Andy Grimm, and the third on a shot by Adam Decker from about 25 yards out that just fooled Tim Shaw. Maybe he wasn't ready. There's a foul called against North Penn. Truman takes over. Here goes Josh Schneider up toward midfield. Handball, no, not called. I thought it was going to be called against Max Boating. Josh Long comes out, takes an elbow from Sean Malone, but comes away with the ball. Ball sent out well across midfield. Shaw comes out and he'll hurl it in the direction. Chest trap by Ugar Onal. Now a head ball. Here's Boating. Look at that. North Penn has a box of defenders around Boating, but he somehow gets away with it. Now he gives it away. McDevitt sends it off the face of a Truman player. He goes down. He's got stung in the face with that shot. And they will cut the clock in the 9th minute of the half. Player going down on that play was Steve Lavolzi. And he will have to go out because there was a stoppage of the play. And who will check in for Lavolzi? We don't know. I'm sure Lavolzi will check back into the game as soon as possible for Truman. Checking in is number 23, Tim Lehman. North Penn will get a indirect kick from midfield as the clock will roll once the injury is taken care of, and it goes. Here comes North Penn's Maylott. He kicks a field goal, but that's no good in soccer, obviously. Score remains 3-0. A goal kick will result for the Tigers. North Penn keeping the pressure on here in the second half. They haven't let up.
Yeah, basically the whole first half was played in Truman's half of the field.
And it seems to be following the same pattern thus far. Here comes McDevitt from 20 yards. The shot goes wide. Another goal kick for Truman. And just as we said, Steve Lavolzi checking in as soon as possible. He just got stung in the face by that shot. And no problem, he's in. But his sub, Tim Lehman, stays in the game. It'll be Ugar Onal coming out for the Tigers. Shaw's kick is not very long. Maylott heads it up, taken by McDevitt. The good ball, looking for his teammate, can't come up with it. Out of bounds, North Penn throwing. Bucci will come up and take it for the Knights. In the 11th minute, North Penn up 3-0. Bucci with the throw-in. Into the box it goes. Head ball by McDevitt. Goal! North Penn gets McDevitt's second goal of the game on a header. Wonderful play by the junior. That's his 4th of the season. That goal coming in the 11th minute. And there you go, Alberto. Finally, North Penn picking up a goal after the many opportunities on the throw-in by Nick Bucci, which is almost, as we said, a corner kick situation. Finally capitalizing on one of those many opportunities.
You're right. McDevitt got behind the goalkeeper, Tim Shaw, and just got a good head in that ball.
And that's just Bucci's sheer arm strength. They're throwing that ball the whole way across the field, and also on the short field, the more narrow football field, some 20, 25 yards more narrow than the field that they usually play on, not in the stadium. Bucci would not be able to do that. So he has about 25 less yards to work with, not as much ground to cover with the throw-in, and that obviously helped on that goal. Here's Kupanevich. He gives it up, tries to get it back, throws an elbow. He's called for it. Indirect kick coming up for Harry S. Truman. Joe Dozier has it sent back out by Brian Sherman. Picking it up is Brian Trabosh. Now North Penn comes up with it. Nate Webb a little too far on that touch, but recovers, heads it over. Decker, who has scored one of the 4 goals. Now it's Maylott sending far corner. In on it is Auten. Shouldered off the ball. He still controls. Shove from behind. No call. And somehow Truman comes away with this one. I don't know about that call. Maybe obstruction. Sherman gets pushed from behind. No call. Getting a little chippy out there. Max Boding comes up with it. The left foot, nobody home for Truman. Here comes Josh Long. The vocal goalie calls for it. He gets a bit of a shove. This should be a card. They cut the clock, and a card is upcoming to Tim Sharp, a yellow card. He will have to leave the game for a while. You saw right there, just a very unsportsmanlike play. Josh Long just going to pick up the ball, and he lowered the shoulder on him. Not a big shoulder, but nonetheless, the attempt was made, and that's what we were talking about. The officials have to take control of this game.
Yeah, like I said before, so it's just pure frustration from the Truman players.
Hussein Memis checks in for Tim Sharp. In the 13th minute of the second half, North Penn leads 4-0. Josh Long pitching the shutout, although he has not really been tested yet in this game. Brian Sherman at midfield showing good speed. Steve Auten will pick up for him. Now it's Maylott. The through pass is blocked. He'll try it again. Here's Nate Webb just outside the box, looking to get an angle to center. Cuts and turns. It's taken out. Out of bounds, North Penn with another throw-in. Here's another scoring opportunity. See if they try to run that far post play by Nick Bucci.
Once again, the Knights keeping the pressure up on Truman's goalkeeper, Tim Shaw.
Bucci looking for Sherman. Bucci will take it again. The high lob, far side. No, here's Auten with the header. Saved by Shaw. The ball is loose. Rebound, no. Cleared by Truman. That goalie could not pick up the ball right there. You saw it was kicked back. Here's Nate Webb looking for Sherman. It goes away from him, unfortunately. Truman comes away from that series unblemished somehow. It looked like North Penn was going to bury that ball. Tim Shaw just had that ball sitting right beside him. There was nothing he could do about it. But Truman's defense was able to get it. Here's Decker. Steps around one. Out to the box. He's tripped up. No call. They said he got the ball first. Kupanevich sends it out. Headed out of bounds by Jim Moran.
Once again, Tim Shaw stepping out big for the Tigers. And he was lucky in that play that defender was there. Threw the ball out.
Yeah, one of the few times that we've seen tonight Tim Shaw getting some help from his defense. Usually he's been left alone. As checking into the game for the Knights is Andy Grimm replacing Chris Maylott. North Penn once again sending it into the box and having it sent back out. Brian Sherman will do the throw-in for North Penn. Nope, Nick Bucci, I beg your pardon. 15th minute now in the second half. North Penn still dominating the Tigers at the 4-0 lead. Into the box it goes. Off the top of the net. Of course, a throw-in is like an indirect kick where Nick Bucci to throw the ball into the net would not have counted. That ball does go over the end line and will be a goal kick for the Tigers.
But once again, yet another scoring opportunity for the Knights.
Ball goes out of bounds. Brian Sherman will send it in for North Penn. Decker is wide open at midfield. Truman's defense starting to close. It goes to McDevitt. Gets some pressure from behind. Sent it in the box. Here's Decker. Gets around one. Tries to stay on his feet. He's going to get called for kicking the ball while he was down. That's a dangerous play. Indirect kick coming up for the Tigers.
Now, as you said before, Kyle, with Truman's defense collapsing, get down to the middle. North Penn should use that to their advantage, sending the wings out, just sending the ball to the corners.
Trying to utilize some of that speed that they have. Across the far side touchline, Truman with a throw-in. Matt Hain will send it in. Toward the box it goes, and it should go over the end line, but it's kept in by the Knights' Maylott, sitting near the near touchline. Now it's Grimm. Under pressure, he kicks it up to Maylott, has it taken away, out of bounds. Somehow they say that's Truman's ball. I don't know about that call. On the far side, it's Matt Hain. Taken away by Bucci. Good defensive stand by the senior. Now it's Joe McDevitt. Pressure from behind. Gets rid of it. Going long. That's picked up by the Tigers. Dozier sends it off the back of Bucci. And it will go deeper. Well, miscommunication, but Tim Shaw does come away with it for the Tigers. And he boots it toward the near touchline, headed by Maylott toward the middle. Birkelback takes it for the Knights. Decker, the great touch pass. Grimm gets away with a shove. No, he doesn't. It was called a late whistle. Very late whistle on that play. You like to see the officials make the call right when it happens, Al.
Yeah, and the call goes against North Penn. Surprised me.
This game is really going to get physical if these officials don't start improving some of their calls. They're hearing it from the crowd, and that always riles up the players. Here's Decker. Oughton evades a defender. That looked like it was a high-speed collision waiting to happen. Grimm gets away from two defenders. Shouldered off the ball, and it's taken away from him by Hussein Memes. Far side Truman across midfield. Long ball. Sherman, a good play. Ball still in the air. Taking it is Sean Malone. Good move by Birkelback. Oughton gets shouldered off the ball. No call. Brian Sherman steps up for North Penn. Decker sends it over to Kupanevich nicely. Oughton to the near side. Grimm sends it back. Here's Maylott. Handful of jersey right there for James George, and the officials crack down. Direct kick for the Knights just inside midfield. Brian Sherman, the senior for the Knights, will take this kick.
Brian Sherman's been all over the field tonight.
Yeah, he has played a wonderful game. Not on the scoreboard yet. Quick touch to Kupanevich. Tries to go inside out on George. Kenny, no. George too quick. But Kupanevich comes up with the ball. He steals it away. Here's Maylott. Back to Kupanevich. That ball was off of George, they say. North Penn with another throw-in. Nick Bucci will take it. And as a sub, Greg Elko will come into the game for Nick Bucci. Into the box it goes, sent out by Truman. Out of bounds again. Elko will take another chance at this throw-in. Score remains 4-0 in the 20th minute of the second half. Elko into the box it goes. Here's Sherman. Steps around one, can't get the shot off. Goes out of bounds. Should be a corner kick for North Penn. And it is. All the Truman players pleading for a goal kick, but it goes to North Penn. Adam Decker will take it. We've reached just about the halfway point of this second half. North Penn continuing to lead. Scoring 2 goals in each half of play. Here's Decker's corner. To the box it goes, looking for a header. goes out of harm's way. Elko sends it back. Here's Grimm, one of the goal scorers for the Knights. He scored on a PK in the first half. Kupanevich, the safety outlet for the Knights. Plenty of time to work with it. Here goes the ball into the box. Going for the fancy play instead of trying to just trap the ball was James George. But somehow he didn't come up with any contact, so it will be a goal kick usually. Especially in your own defensive end, you just want to see a player maybe chest trap that ball or even head it. He's trying to get a scissor kick on that and basically whiffed on that one.
Yeah, that's a nightmare for all coaches. When the defensive player just trying to make a fancy play.
Especially down 4-0.
Yeah.
Tim Shaw has seen a lot of these tonight, and by that I mean goal kicks. That ball has been down in his end forever.
And from what I've seen so far, the Knights are not satisfied with their score. They keep putting up the pressure on Truman's goalkeeper.
Yeah, they have really played well tonight on both sides of the ball, though the bulk of it has been on the offensive side. Malott sends it over to Kupanevich at midfield. Plenty of time to work with it. And now Sherman is the last man back for the Knights. Ball goes through. Out of play. North Penn has a throw-in coming up. McDevitt drops it off for Elko. The Knights will be bringing in a sub on the next throw-in. Looks like Craig Stephen, the freshman, trying to get some more action before this night is over. High ball sent into the goalie and caught before Auden could come over by Tim Shaw. Malott sent that in. It was a fair catch almost by Tim Shaw. Truman on the far side. Taken away by Josh Snyder, but it goes out of bounds. Off of the Knights. Truman throw-in upcoming. Of course, North Penn was trying to bring in a sub, but they have to wait until they have a throw-in. This being a Truman throw, North Penn cannot bring in Stephen. Truman in midfield sends it deep into North Penn territory. Kupanevich lets it go by. Out of bounds, North Penn with a throw-in. No, it's Truman, I beg your pardon. Far side throw-in, here it goes into the box. Here's the center, Long's out of position, but North Penn trying to send it out. Elko stepping around. Player goes down, no call, he gets up. It is getting physical out there. What's the call? It goes against Truman. That was James George trying to get something going there. He wound up stepping on a couple North Penn players, gets the call. Knights have a free out by Josh Long. Good move by Malott to step around a Truman player. Kupanevich in midfield. Sends the through pass, but nobody's home for the Knights. Picked up by Shaw. He'll dribble out. But coming on and making him pick up for the Knights is Andy Grimm. Shaw's punt is headed nicely by Elko. Grimm steps in front. Truman's just watching North Penn go to the ball, it seems.
Yeah, I think the Truman players are getting tired and frustrated also. The game just really got out of hand, but made it way through the first half.
Play through the middle on the defensive side of the ball. Sherman with a big boot. Looking into the far corner for the Knights is McDevitt. Loses his footing. Here's Auten. He's shoved around. Beg your pardon, that's Quinton Berkelback. Here's a shot by Kupanevich over the crossbar. As North Penn will bring in their subs now. Nick Bucci and Justin Fanslaw check in for Andy Grimm and Quinton Berkelback. Now in the 25th minute of the second half, North Penn still up 4-0. Goal kick upcoming for the Tigers. Tim Shaw boots it up. Good head ball by the Knights defense. Truman in midfield drops it off. Stepping up to make that play was Steven. Ball loose. Sean McDevitt, who is also now into the game, can't pick it up. Here's George, triple team by the Knights. A swarming defense by the Knights tonight. Here's a giveaway. Here comes Steven. Sends the long ball. Giving chase for the Knights. Out of bounds. McDevitt was giving chase. It will be a throw-in from about 15 yards by the Knights. Elko thinking about coming up and taking it, but McDevitt will take it himself. Into the box it goes. Head ball toward the goal. Here's Decker out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Tim Shaw with a big boot out toward midfield. Kupanevich around his man. Pushed in the back is Joe McDevitt, no call. Here's Maylot, who's been really evasive for the Knights this match. Goes to Maylot again, the center to Kupanevich from 20 yards out. The chip into the box. Headed around, a loose ball, shot, goal! That's a hat trick for McDevitt, I don't believe it. Joe McDevitt is third of the game. Are they waving this goal on offsides? I don't believe it. No goal. Offsides, they call it.
That was a very late call by the officials.
Yeah, I didn't hear a whistle on that. McDevitt denied of his hat trick by the offsides call. Wide open in the net. I couldn't pick that up. Substitution coming in for North Penn, Roland Klaus. He'll be replacing Joe McDevitt, who we thought had a hat trick, but he'll exit the game with 2 goals in the 27th minute here at Crawford Stadium. North Penn 4-0, not 5-0 in the lead. Brian Sherman will kick it back to Long. He can't pick it up. He'll just control. He has a man coming on. He gets rid of it. Players starting to lose their footing out on the field. It's getting a bit slippery as condensation is forming on the field as it is beginning to cool here at night. Kupanevich with some moves. He gets to the center of the field. Plays to the far sideline. Here's Snyder. Left foot looking into the box. Here's McDevitt. Now it's Maylot to the far side. Klaus wide open. Can't come up with it. Kupanevich sends it down. Maylot looking for Kupanevich on a give and go. Had him turned around the wrong way. Good slide tackle by the Knights. It goes out of bounds off of them. Truman with a goal kick. So North Penn, as you said, Al, just keeping up the offensive pressure, even though they're up 4-0. They want to get as much work in the offensive half of the field as possible.
Yeah, they're just not giving up the pressure. They're making Tim Shaw work. Basically giving 110% in this game.
Going to be a handball called against North Penn. Steven looked unintentional, but they make the call anyway against the freshman. Another giveaway for Truman. Craig Steven has it taken away. Good defensive play by Fanslaw. Shakes off an elbow. And here goes Craig Steven down that far side. Stops and centers. Coming in to pick it up is Chris Maylot. Has his jersey tugged. No call, out of bounds. North Penn ball off of Joe Dozier for the Tigers. Greg Elko sends it back to Sherman. He's wide open, the chest trap. He's about 35 yards out. The chip to the box. Ball is loose, but Tim Shaw picks it up before any damage can be done by the Knights' Sean McDevitt. Sherman, another big head ball. He's been winning all his head balls tonight. Foul on the play against North Penn. Direct kick for Truman just around midfield. Low kick intercepted by Decker nicely. Truman just not executing anything tonight. North Penn throw-in. But first, there will be a sub checking in for the Knights. Steve Martin, number 4, a sophomore, will check into the game for Josh Schneider, who has played extremely well on the defensive side of the ball for the Knights. Throw will go back to Josh Long. He'll have the luxury of picking it up if he so chooses, but doesn't. Here's Martin, who's just into the game. Kupanevich slips, but somehow gets it to Klaus. And Klaus will drop it off to Martin. Across the field it goes. Truman steps up and takes it away. That's Steve Schultz. It'll go back in on Josh Long. He'll hang on to it as long as possible. Now he'll pick up. Long with a big punt. That one well across midfield. Very much like the punts we saw last year off the right leg of Chris Johnson. Ball across midfield. Steve Martin steps up nicely. It goes out of bounds. Off of the Truman Tigers. Martin will take the throw-in. Down the field it goes. Sean McDevitt tried to step in front. It goes out of bounds off of the Tigers. A corner kick upcoming for the Knights. Into the 32nd minute of the second half. Really, the only question right now is if North Penn can hang on to that shutout, and it looks like they probably will.
Yeah, with this game all but over, they just want to hang around for that shutout.
Yeah, it's the only thing left to play for, really. Decker, near post. Out of bounds off of the North Penn Knights. Martin Whitmer will check in for the Knights. And Kai Raddick will check in, a senior, for the Truman Tigers. So 2 late substitutions, 1 for each team in the 32nd minute. Of course, free substitution in high school in the international competition. Once a substitution is made, that player cannot come back into the game, and you have a limit of substitutions per game. In high school, there is no such rule. Kupanevich, a good move to get past his defender. Roland Klaus traps that ball. The left foot toward the box. Taken by Kupanevich. High ball. Whitmer goes up for it. Headed out by Truman. Whitmer again with the right leg. Takes a shove in the back, no call. Whitmer trying to center, goes off of Truman's Tim Lehman. North Penn with a corner kick again.
The Knights are winning all the loose balls, have you noticed, Kyle?
And all the head balls too, jumping up for him. It just seems that any ball that's in the air has been the property of North Penn in this game. Chest trap by Kupanevich. Tries to send it in, but to no avail. It's sent out by Truman. Decker to the box. Head ball by Klaus goes wide of the right post. Another good attempt by the Knights, keeping that pressure on as we're in the 34th minute now. Just unbelievable offensive pressures. Brian Sherman finally comes out of the game. He had played all of the game up until this point, checking in for him. It's one of the junior varsity players. Check that, it's Maylott that came in for him. Whitmer is slide tackled. They're going to call that a foul against Truman's Steve Schultz. Rightfully so. It'll be from about 45 or so yards out. Elko up the near sideline. Kept in by Kupanevich, but played off of a Truman defender. Another Knights throw-in. Into the 35th minute now. Clock winding down. Here's the throw. It's deep toward the box. Skying for that one nicely is Tim Shaw. He comes away with it. He boots it out, but nobody's home. Just North Penn. Out of bounds it goes, and North Penn will send it right back with a throw-in. North Penn with the throw-in on the far side. It's Steve Martin. Out of bounds it goes. North Penn. Now it's Truman with the throw-in. Well, they changed their mind again. They're going to give it to North Penn.
Yeah, now with this game all but over, North Penn's bringing out all their reserves.
Yeah, it's good to get a chance to have everybody playing the game. Here is a turnaround pass. Here's Roland Klaus. He's shoved in the box. Ball is still loose. He kicks it right into the gut of Tim Shaw, who falls on it. Score remains 4-0 North Penn. Shaw with the punt out to midfield. It's headed by Elko. It'll go off the near end line, and Truman will have a throw-in. Taking it as Brian Trabash. Throw to the middle. O'Neill tries to play it in. And it's taken away. Sent to the turf is Kupanevich, no call. Steve Martin comes up with it. He's still... Now he's knocked down from behind. Vicious tackle. Is there a call on that? Yes. .37th minute now in the second half. North Penn with a indirect kick. Sent to the middle. Truman trying to get some form of offense before this game is over. It doesn't appear that that's going to happen. Martin watches that one go over the far touchline. Truman will have a throw-in. And it comes. Martin will take it away once again and safely kick it out of bounds. O'Neill with another throw-in. He loses his footing. There should not be a call on that, and there isn't. It's just a bit slippery out there. No call made. Klaus giving chase. Throws a shoulder into his man. It goes out of bounds. Steve Martin will take this throw-in for the Knights again. Decker with the trap. He's played all 80 minutes tonight. Out of bounds off of Hussein Memis. North Penn with yet another throw-in on the far side. Into the box it goes. Sent out by the Truman defense. And here they come. Fanslau steps in front of a Truman player. Still fighting at that far sideline, but goes over the end line. Throw in will be tried again by Truman. Under 2 minutes to go here at Crawford Stadium, 4-0. The Knights have the lead, 2 goals in each half. Here comes Sean McDevitt into the box. It's slide tackled away nicely. Good challenge by Steve Lavolzi. Throw in for the Knights. Coming up to take it is Steve Martin, as we are a few seconds shy of entering the 40th and final minute of the second half. Here's Martin's throw. Into the box it goes. Going up for it was Sean McDevitt, but Tim Shaw grabbed it out of midair before it could be headed. Kupanevich keeps that ball in Truman territory. Push-off called against North Penn's Kupanevich. Not happy with the call, but no matter. It's sent out by Truman. Roland Klaus sent to the turf. What's the call on this? It is against Truman. It's about 35 yards out. North Penn will have a free kick in, under 30 seconds to go. This should probably be the final opportunity for either team to score in this game, as we are now about 10 seconds shy of the end of this game. Here's the play into the box. Ball is loose, headed by Fanslau to the far post, just goes out. And that should just about do it here at Crawford Stadium. North Penn will go on to win 4-0. A great game tonight, Al. Both sides of the ball by North Penn. Almost as we saw in the football game on Friday night. A shutout for North Penn. Thorough domination on both sides of the ball.
You're right. Truman really couldn't get anything going on offensively, as they didn't really test Josh Long, and they just couldn't get anything done offensively.
Yeah, I mean, we can't harp on it enough. Just sheer domination by North Penn in this game tonight, and really they just picked up a big win. Now they're above 500. 3-2 is their record. Truman falls to 0-4 in the 0-3, I beg your pardon, in the Suburban 1 League. So there you have it. Your final score once again, 4-0 from Crawford Stadium. Director of North Penn Sports is Mary Fakish. For Alberto Poblano, I'm Kyle Berger. So long, everybody.